When thinking about what your agreement should include, it's not one size fits all. So you want to have an agreement in place because you're investing in the business by providing money in return for part ownership. So your shareholders agreement will protect that investment and establish ways that you can work together to grow the business. So it depends on the circumstances of the company and the shareholders, but there are some general standard clauses that you would find. One is how key decisions are made. So, for example, between company directors and or other directors and shareholders. The shareholders agreement will typically explain what percentage of votes is necessary to pass resolutions and make decisions on certain matters. It also will speak to the types of decisions that can be made only by the directors or that what decisions require shareholder approval. It's pretty important to have that sort of thing documented when your money is going towards starting up or contributing to the business. You might have a specific list of critical business decisions that require a higher percentage of either directors or shareholders to approve, such as amending your company constitution, winding up the company, or any sort of major change in the direction of the business. And that major change in the direction is an important one to protect your rights in terms of how decisions are made in the future and what you thought or dreamed you were becoming involved in and what actually takes place. We'll specify if shareholders have rights to appoint a director and remove a director. And there are ways that a director can be, typically removed either through through voluntary resignation, a board decision. It might be the appointing shareholder or the shareholders being able to forcibly remove a director. You would typically see some voting rights attached to your shares, or you may have them. It depends on the type of shares that you have, but again, the shareholders agreement will set out what those rights are in relation to each class of shares, whether you can vote at a shareholders meeting, for example. It will also set out the process for issuing new shares in the company. It's important because any new shares will obviously dilute existing shareholders' ownership of the company. So a shareholders agreement will dictate terms such as, how new investors are brought on, how additional funds are raised, and how the company must obtain approval to issue new shares.